Today is a big step for Apple's mobile ecosystem. This year marks the 10th time that the company has published a major version of iOS, and at this point it's safe to consider iOS a mature computing platform. It runs our iPhones, our iPads, and our iPod Touches, and the release this year is said to be the biggest ever. Honestly, I always have a hard time describing what's new with iOS 10 when I'm asked about it, just because there really is so much to talk about. But so many of these changes just blend together with the entire OS that it's hard to separate and sort out everything at the same time, so let's go through it. We're going to start with the Messages app, probably the most exciting change in this update, unless you are absolutely hyped about that new dark theme exclusively in the Clock app. No? Anybody? Oh. Well, okay then. Seriously though, the only thing that hasn't changed in the Messages app is the conversation view. There's a new header when you're talking to someone. You can search for GIFs and images right down by the text field, send some digital touch jazz, and even mess around with these fun new stickers or other third-party iMessage apps. The possibilities here are endless, and I cannot wait to see where developers take everything. The entire app feels like a breath of fresh air. Conversations are alive with new send effects like gentle, loud, or slam, and we all know what invisible ink is really for. Puppy pictures! On top of that, there are nice full screen animations to choose from when you send or receive text as well. Basically, if you have ever sent a message before in your life, you're gonna love the revamp. Next, we need to talk about 5 other notable app redesigns. We've got Maps, Music, News, Photos, and Health, and I'll try my best to keep it brief for all 5. But in essence, the upgraded Maps app is great. I feel like I can find everything easier and quicker than before, and the design decisions in general make sense. I wasn't totally on board with the new Music app at first, but it has grown on me over the past few months. There's this thick black text that just pops out at you, and some of the new navigational schemes are kinda weird, but all in all, I think it's better than before. Just don't quote me on that. It's good at this point. I don't know if I love it or if it's better than before or better than Spotify right now, but playing music feels pretty fluid, and having lyric support in-app already makes it at least 50% better than last year. So in summary, it's alright. The redesigned News application really looks sharper than before. I love the direction that the design team went, and it is unquestionably an improvement version over version. If you took a break from it throughout the iOS 9 cycle, in my opinion, it's worth trying again. It just looks great. Health got a small refresh too. There's a new health data section that makes your health data easier to digest. No pun intended there, but beyond that, it's more or less the same. Also, don't forget to sign up to be an organ donor if you haven't already. It's very important, and you can do that under Medical ID if you're interested. But it wouldn't be right if I didn't mention the Photos app at some point, because there was a new Memories feature and better search functionality that Apple made a big deal about up on stage at the WWDC conference back in June. It's just I've yet to use or really notice them at all, and don't feel like they're worth talking about. Just know that they're there if you want to try and use them. So as you can probably tell by now, apps are a big deal with this year's release. Speaking of which, I almost forgot to mention that you can delete some of them now. Not everything is able to be cleared off, and the process essentially just removes them from the home screen, but if the phrase out of sight, out of mind was ever applicable, now would be the time to use it. As for Siri, she got a big upgrade with a new third-party API for developers to take advantage of. Now, I haven't been able to test it just yet, but honestly it looks promising, and being able to say things like send $10 to Brian or get me a lift, and just have it happen, sounds like a good future to me. I'll have to test it out when third-party API apps are available on the App Store. Moving on, the new lock screen in iOS 10 is really nice. I like it a lot, and I love being able to get to everything I want at a glance. Notification Center received a refresh as well, but I still just cannot get used to the new Control Center. The colored icons look strange and out of place, and the floating look just throws me off for some reason, but hey, that's just me. Now, as surprising as this seems, day-to-day usage-wise, iOS 10 is noticeably smarter. The QuickType functionality feels better than ever and often suggests handy responses automatically when someone asks, "Where are you?" or something similar. It'll just propagate your address or your current location. Or when you're typing in 2 different languages, iOS is sometimes, emphasis on sometimes, smart enough to not constantly autocorrect things. When it works, I love it. And when it doesn't, it just feels like older versions of the keyboard. Of course, there are those other smaller changes sprinkled all across iOS 10 that are great too. Things like Race to Wake, new keypad sounds, new emojis. Okay, actually that's a really big change. They look great and are so much fun to play with, and being able to close an app before the animation has finished. So if you think of everything we talked about at the same time and lay it out, iOS 10 does sound like the biggest iOS update ever. With all of its redesigns and tweaks and additional changes, it's only going to make your mobile experience better than before, and I have to recommend upgrading. It's a solid and surprisingly stable operating system that is worth updating to, and it's fun to use in addition. This update marks the first time since iOS 7 that the software on my phone actually feels new. Like something different and not like the same old that we were becoming far too accustomed to, year after year after year.